I think I had invested, I forget, like one side, the difference was the currency. One side was the American currency. And I don't know if it was America yet. I might have purchased America because I might have found out that they were from the Yankee or the States. Somebody was saying they're from the States or from the States. And it's like, which states exactly? Anyway, so I might have actually, my people might have bought Vietnam and America or and the States. I was like, okay, well, I guess we're just got to buy them. And I think my people might have bought Vietnam and the States to ensure my safety. Um, and basically, then I would have named it America. So that might have been anyway. Whatever. Anyway, though, basically they wanted to get me in a country that I did not own or something like that, and they had me on like private property or something like that, or they said that's private property, whatever. And anyway, I think they somehow managed to buy the company that was holding me, or the country I was in, or the land I was on, basically. So it basically became mine. So, or even the planet. Like, I mean, I'm rich enough I could buy a planet. So, like that. Anyway, so because I'm Lucifer Star. Anyway, so basically it was touch and go for a minute there, and like I say, I remember some tanks coming and some other stuff happening, and basically anyway, later on, like I think they moved me. They kept moving me around. I think, if I'm right, I think they would drug me every time they moved me. It gets all fuzzy because I was really, really drugged. Like, I mean, really drugged. I mean, I was out of it. I was like, ooh, myself, like, and then I'd wake up, and I'd be somewhere. So anyway, like I say, and then at some point in time, like there was a lot of fighting and gunfire, and then I was being led outside, and there's dead people and a fallen tree. I just remember the fallen tree and the women talking. There were four women or something, soldiers. And like, yes, sir. Anyway, I was very happy to see them. And then they sprint, and they would sprint off, like super soldiers or something like that. And there's this one guy with them. I think he liked a cigar or something. There's this guy that kept popping up, and he liked to chew on his cigars, and he was wearing like this old military hat, like captain's hat or whatever. I think it was brown captain's hat or something, but he kept on appearing. I think, um, like I'd meet him and see him, and he would talk to me about things sometimes. I don't know. It's really, it really gets fuzzy, where it's like it happened, but it didn't. It was just weird. I used to remember a lot better, and I actually did give an exact description of exactly what happened, blow by blow, play by play, throughout the whole thing once. So anyway, so this is just kind of skimming over it pretty much, and then like I say, a lot of years passed, and a lot of other stuff happened, and anyway, and then I became pregnant. So anyway, but yeah, it was. Anyway, I have given a complete video log of exactly what happened. So a very complete one, at some point in time. But I don't think it got put on the internet or anything else like that. I kind of wish it did. But anyway, so oh well. The technology wasn't there. We didn't have actually. I think I did want to bring out cell phones and stuff like that, and I was hoping for like a touch screen and all that kind of stuff. Like I was trying. I wanted to push the technology. I wanted the world to communicate more. So I wanted to bring people together, get them all snuggly. Anyway, yeah. So anyway, so yeah, but I mean, I had quite a bit of military. Anyway, I mean, I had the Mosquito fighter, the P-51 Mustang, the P-38. I had a lot of aircraft. I mean, I think I even had the Flying Fortresses, and well, maybe not the Flying Fortress, maybe just B-2 bomber. I don't know. I had some heavy artillery. The Volker's jet for sure. I mean, I had the RAF. England was always on my side. So was Germany. So anyway, I think some countries had my lawyers had to go and buy a country or something like that. So anyway, I mean, I own American Airlines and the Lusitania shipping company or travel company. So I mean, the Titanic, Belfast, LS and LC shipyards, all that. So anyway, I'm sure Mr. Brown or Papa was behind it. Anyway, and I had the Irish on my side. Like like I love the Irish. I gave the Irish weapons and tanks, and I've always been a supporter of Ireland and Scotland and Britain. Like they were always my like my go-to people. Like they were like my crew. Like I paid them I paid them real gold, and even Mexico I paid them gold. Everyone loved me because I was so generous and so nice. I was, Lucifer was one of those names that I was praised. People would ask me. Like we invented champagne in Italy, and we released it, and we got like 3 years worth of orders. Like we were building a factory as fast as we could to start distilling more, to get more champagne and produce it full scale. I had just done this limited test that was like 20 barrels or something like that of champagne. I just did a test and at this party, and people were like, "We want to buy it. How much?" And they tried to buy the factory, and I didn't really want to tell them the factory didn't exist. It was just a research facility, and it wasn't a factory. And I was like, "Well, the factory is not for sale, but you can be our exclusive seller, or you and three others can be our exclusive whatever." So we were black ordered for orders for like 3 years on the champagne. We didn't even have a factory. We just did a test run. I didn't think people would actually like it. I was like, bubbly champagne or wine? I was like, but anyway, people loved it. Yeah, I just did it for this one party. I was like, and I thought it would be like, yeah, it's okay, whatever. But people were like, we want it. How much for it? We want to order 20 cases. I was like, and then the orders just started flooding in. I was like, well, we're building a factory. So I was the first distributor of champagne, LS. So anyway, and it was a wonderful time, and people loved the product. We did the top quality product. Everything was the best in the industry because I already had the orders. So I was like, "Ka-ching! Here's the money. Build the factory, the best." And so they built the best champagne factory ever. Anyway, so using, I think we tried two kinds of champagne: white grapes and whatever. I mean, and we tried a couple different kinds of champagne, and then they picked the best. And we ran it through test trials. Everything's always like people ask, well, I mean, we always ask, well, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? And then people give their comments, and then my researchers go, and then they make the changes, and then we retest, and it's, and later on, some people were saying he's testing us, and it's like, I'm just getting your opinion on the products. Like, how do you like the champagne? How do you like the wine glasses? How do your shoes feel? Like, it's not really like testing. It's not like I'm like torturing you. So anyway, um, I mean, it's, I was in business. I'm a businessman. No, I'm a businessman and a gun dealer. Well, I try not to sell guns. I really did. I like to do the other things. I prefer to do the other things, but at times, like I own a country, and a country needs defense. Like I say that's why I have all these tanks and everything else, and all. Well, the battleships were for breaking rock, but later on, a fierce need to defend myself and defend my country and even defend my planet. I mean, I found myself having to have to do defense quite a bit. So it's something I did get lax one time, and it bit me basically. And after that, I vowed never to do it again because a lot of my people died, and I was like, this will never happen again. I will never let it happen again. So I put military spending as a priority. So it was like my number one expenditure, and a lot of things came from military spending. I would do a lot of things randomly, and it would be done on the military budget, which is the taxpayers' budget, which is my budget, which is my inventing and everything else budget. Um, and that changed the world. I mean, there's a lot of things that came from military stuff. I mean, almost everything actually started out as a military project. And it's like, well, it didn't work for that, but how about this? It's like, cool. So I mean, electronics, computers, it was all done first for military and at great expense, and then later on, people get to enjoy it. So I mean, and then they don't really complain about the taxes. So it's like, well, it's my system, so it's the way I was doing things. Anyway. Other people have other systems in other ways. So anyway, it works so well. I did it for other countries.